Welcome Black to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome Black to What's the 411 News. Yes, indeed, and today we have the Real Reparations Movement Part 3. All right, how is everybody doing out there? How are you guys feeling? So yeah, we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any more time. All right, as we get into the Real Reparations Movement Part 3. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it.
We have our brother Raheem Shabzz. Clap it up, clap it up.
Peace and Black Power, family. Peace, love, and reparation. I only accept apologies in the form of reparations. Cut the check. When I think about the reparation movement, right? I think about a movement and not a moment. And what I think about is Queen Mother Moore, who started way back in the days and popularized the reparation movement. But before we go to her, we got to go to Callie House. Now the brother, he was just up here and he was talking about Callie House, right? She was a black woman that started the Ex-Slaves Mutual Relief and Pension Association. And this was in the 1800s. But if you want to go further back than that, we can go further back than that. And all these movements were started by a black woman, right? And then if you want to go, we can go to Chicago to the 3rd Ward. It was a sister named Dorothy Tillman, and she started a reparation movement. And what she did in the city, she said, she was an alderman. She said, in order to do business with this city, you have to show us where your money comes from. And if your money comes from the slaves, then they was able to sue. And that got started in 11 cities. We need to pick that back up, right? So the reparations is not a moment, it's a movement. And we gotta seize the moment while we in this movement. My personal commitment is not only to amplify the voice, my voice, but my commitment is to amplify everybody's voice, you know, because we all know that the choir is louder than the soloist, right? So it ain't just one individual, it's all of us. And all of us together, we gotta amplify the voice. What we really have to do, when we come in the room, there's two types of people, right? There are those that check the temperature, and there are those that raise the temperature. I'm one of the people that's gonna raise the temperature and make the goddamn enemy sweat. Because we want our check, right? Well, in order to start teaching them about it, you gotta have the education, right? The only way you're gonna get an education is if we educate ourselves. So the number one thing is what we gotta do, we gotta stop sending our children to the open enemies. We gotta have those that look like us to educate our kids. They gotta see us.
Clap it up.
From our worldview and our eyes, right? Malcolm X told us we are the only people to allow the open enemy to educate our kids, right? We are the holders and the keepers of ourself and responsibility. So our number one responsibility is to educate them. And in terms of reparations, we gotta let them know, right, that this is a protracted movement. This ain't something that's gonna happen overnight, but in the long run, it's gonna happen. And the most revolutionary thing that we can do is to marry black. And I'm gonna say peace and power, FBA all day. When it comes to incarceration, we have to go back to the beginning of it, you know what I mean? And it starts in the school system, the school to prison pipeline, which my documentary is about. And we know that they look at the 3rd and 4th grade reading level, right? And if you're not reading on grade level, by the time you're in the 3rd or 4th grade, there's a 75% chance you're gonna end up in prison. And these prisons are sold on the stock market. When you go to these private prisons website, right? And you look at the ticker, you see the stock market on there. And they also have a motto. If we build it, they will come. So they look at this and they know how many prisons to build 10 to 15 years in advance. So what we have to do is we have to teach our children, we have to let them know who the open enemy is, and we have to educate them so they don't fall up in the school to prison pipeline.
Absolutely. Thank you. Give it up for our brother Raheem.
Peace, love, and reparations, family.
Vibing, yeah. Me and my folks all good, that sun is shining. Ay, chillin' with my feet kicked up like I ain't trying. Yeah. This is what I want, tell me, yeah. Gangs out here, let's run it, yeah. Vibes out here, 100, yeah. I've been on game like EA. Sippin' too soon, that pregame. Sign up on 2, that 3-way. I just went fast like we late. I just thank God how you take. Talking all night, yeah, we straight. She stepped in like relay. Yes, on me like prepaid. If you ain't hip, you adios. I just feel lucky that particle. Getting that brain like auto.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was Raheem Shabzz, and he gave y'all a little more detail on the Cali house. He also spoke about a lady from Chicago who is checking people who ever had slavery on the list so they can sue and get monies as well. All right. So y'all let me know, does this sound anything like what we reported on with these reparations, road to reparations, confusion and buffoonery, and the national reparations? All right. Does that sound anything close to what we reported or showed you on? This, put it in the comments. All right. So yeah, we're going to keep it moving. For the next day, we're going to be coming up to reparations, the real reparations movement part 4. And it's only going to heat up, man. So definitely stay tuned. You do not want to miss this. It's going to be, the speakers is going to heat it up. All right. So with that being said, like I always say, no matter where you are around the world, you can always bet on the new Black media. All right. With that being said, this is What's the 411 News, and we out. Peace. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.